What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to another unboxing showcase review, and we did get in some new Mythic Legions. So this is Thraice Wraithhailer, part of the new Poxus wave that has just been slowly coming out. Four Horsemen has just been receiving their shipment in, and they are slowly shipping them all out to everyone who pre-ordered directly from Four Horsemen. And this is probably the #1 figure that I pre-ordered like immediately. And of course, you guys know, with me and the female figures, this was incredible. This looked absolutely incredible. I love the way this figure looks. I think it's absolutely amazing in regards to this mage magic user of, more of the on the evil side, of course. So this is the packaging like we typically see with our Mythic Legions figures, the whole plastic shell and a cardboard backing. As you can see, there is the back of the box as well. This is Poxus. This is the third horseman that we have now seen, as in terms of releasing. Third horseman that's been released, that's what I should say. But these are other characters that also came through in the Poxus wave as well. So we will be getting to see more of those later down the line. I did not pre-order everything, but I'm just saying this is really some beautiful figures that have been coming out. So there is some read up on Poxus himself and that storyline, and of course this is Thraice right here, as well as her information bio right there. So of course, you guys know I like to open my box right in front of you, so you know what you'll be getting. You basically just flip the tabs here to remove the cardboard, and then you will see what you find inside. I had previously opened this, so it may look a little different, but there is your cloak right here, and there is another tray on the inside. So let's just take this right out so you can see. And of course, what you see here, that's the top tray where the figure is and an accessory, and then the bottom tray, which one piece did kind of fall out. This power effect, I guess you can call it, was right here. But there, you can see what we all got. This is pretty cool. Let's properly unbox this, put it out on the table, and we'll go through everything one by one. All right, guys, there we have it. There is everything out of the box. Quite a few accessories. Very nice to see that we have multiple hands as well. I like to see multiple hands when we get figures like this, especially through Mythic Legion. So let's go over the accessories first, and then we'll go over the figure. Okay, so she first comes with a set of gripping hands, as you can see here, but they do rotate, as well as they have a hinge, a vertical hinge up and down on both. And it's funny because the second pair of hands that we did get is the same hands. The difference, oh, look at that. The difference with this is that this has a hinge horizontal, as you can see. So two different types of hands for, I guess, different types of holding particular accessories. We do have one accessory in terms of what she can hold, but that's pretty cool that we got two of the same sets of hands, but different, very different in regards to articulation. And the third set of hands, we have more relaxed or magic using hands type of thing. So this is cool to see. It is a horizontal articulation there, but very cool that we have more of expressive hands, as you can see here. We do have her set of shoulder pauldrons, like so. Very very detailed in the sculpt, and it does have this shimmer, like this glittery shimmer on the paint, which is actually really nice, and you will actually see that in the sculpt as well. So we do have some more ornate type of sculpt in the silver right there. Very cool. And these are the pegs that go on the back, so I will show you how those put on. So on the back of the body, you will see that there are these holes here. It's probably easier to take the head off first. I think this head sculpt isn't really meant for the pauldrons, but we can put them on anyway, because this head sculpt is different, where the hair is kind of pushed away from the back. But let me just kind of teach you what's going on here. So if you need to just put the pauldrons on, you can remove this first, and then you're going to just apply pressure, pop that right in there. Same thing on the other side. There you go. And there you have her pauldrons, which actually gives a whole different look when you have that armor on. Pop the head back on. Look at that, much different, right? You can see when you put certain armor pieces on, it has one really distinct look. And since I mentioned the alternate head, here is the alternate head, which looks absolutely fabulous. That is an amazing head sculpt. Paint is so good. It's practically the same face, it's just different hair sculpt. So we have, you see here, we have the same hair coming down her face, on the sides of her face. The difference is the top, where the top, it's more tucked in, and she doesn't have this flowing hair in the back. This will be important because of the cloak that we have here. And of course, you know, when we put the pauldrons on, there was a big gap in there. But when we take her default head, I guess you can call that, and put this on, you can see the difference. Much difference in there. But in the front, I mean, there you go. You can see that. Still beautiful. Now she has this translucent effect right here because she is a magic user. This is a skull, more of like a flaming skull in a way, or you can just more like an astral projection of a type that's exerting this skull out. So that's pretty cool. And with this kind of spinning around, I'm going to assume you can just intertwine this around her forearm to allow that type of spell casting. And once you have that, I guess maybe if you utilize the other hand, I'm going to assume right now, you can have that on, or you could probably have her gripping hand like so, just to try to tuck that in there. Of course, I always have difficulty because this camera is right in my way where I can try to hold. But you guys get what I'm trying to do here. You can definitely have that just like so. So that's one way. Yeah, I don't have it posed properly. Maybe straighten her arm a bit, get a little bit of a particular angle, and yeah, you could have that, do that like so. Now there's also this other effect, which is actually very nice. It's a long one, of course, but on the end of it is a snake head, which is actually very cool. You can even see the sculpt of the scales right there. Very nice. Very cool to see that sculpt in there. And of course, there's the astral effect going on all the way to the end. So very cool to see a sculpt like this. Now this should be in conjunction with the staff. So here is the staff, which is very nicely painted, that gold and then that gunmetal gray for the actual staff itself. And what I see, when you could take this apart, which is actually pretty cool. So this can tell me that you can change this up, and if you have other alternate pieces, maybe in the future you can change this staff and make it different. But that's a pretty cool one. And here there's a translucent ball at the top, very nice to see. And then of course, if we utilize this, as my guess is we're going to just have this intertwine within the swirls of this effect like so. So that's one way of utilizing this, and you could see that right there. Very cool. Very cool. Like that. And if you want, you could try and do it like this as well. You can have a smaller piece on the staff, so hell, use your imagination. And the last accessory here, this is the cloak, hooded cloak The soft goods are all done by C. Jessam, which does an amazing job with these soft goods. There is wire from every end piece of the fabric. Here's the bottom part here area. So all the way up, even, is there wire in the hood? Yeah, there's a wire. I think there's a wire in the hood. So yeah, there's a wire in the hood. So there you go with that. Now, the reason why I said this head sculpt is better for the hood is because this hair there, because there's no clasp here. This is all sewn in right there. This back of hair will not fit. There's no way that's going to fit in when you put this on. So when you put this on, you're just going to loop it into the neck piece, and I will show you that right now. So when we take this head off, here we go. You're going to tuck that in like that. That's how it's going to work. And then you just tuck the hood back, and then you can pop the head right back on. And of course, you'll be ready to go. And once you kind of just sort out where the, how the shoulders are going to go on, then you'll be able to fit it on nicely. Sometimes it's better to not have the pauldrons in, because it just makes it a little bit more thicker around the shoulder area. So that might be something you want to think about. But let me do this off camera and fix it up for you. Okay, so I kept the shoulder pauldrons in just so you could see how that would look. I'll do it without it, but if you mess with the wire in the hood, you can just tuck it like so, and there you can have that hood right over there like that. It may look a little like bunchy or big for a second, but once you kind of form it in the way how you want it to be, you can make it look really awesome. So that is how that cloak will fit. And of course, with the wiring, you can absolutely mess around with it and create some dynamic effects for however you want it to be. And of course, tucking this down, you can do that as well. So that is one way. I mean, it's really awesome to have soft goods with Mythic Legions. All right, let's take a look at the paint sculpt, because Mythic Legions is absolutely, in my opinion, the best at paint and sculpt. It's absolutely amazing what they do with their figures. So starting off with the head, this is a beautiful face. It really is. They did a great job with it. The paint application, it's great. So well done. Even the hair sculpt is awesome, especially with doing two different types of heads, or hair sculpts, I should say, and adding the differences between the two. So that's amazing. And look at that, the two different head sculpt. I mean, the faces are supposed to be the same, and there's really no difference, but you can see a little bit of, that scowl in her eyebrows, but everything looks like it applied very nicely. Her whole outfit with armor, absolutely well done, especially in the paint. Look at all the different silvers in the rivets, the buckles, even here in like where the rivets are, where it ties in. That's absolutely, that detail is amazing. And this is also amazing because I was surprised. So this entire like top area, her torso area, is more of like a leather, because it's got tied in from the front. So it looks really good, especially with the texture, with that brown and the black going on. And then of course it's also in the same in her forearms, where you have the armor piece here, but then you have the leather piece on the inside, which is strapped on, and you can see the silver buckles and the straps as well in the center. It's very well done in regards to the paint. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There's the back, of course, where you can see that same brown, like leathery texture. This belt is separate, but you can see the sculpt of it, where it looks like a real leather. And of course we have these pouches with silver buttons on there. Very cool. The armor, we've seen the armor before. with other female figures in the past, but it's got this shimmer in it. It definitely has a very cool shimmer to it, which I was not expecting. I did see this red paint splotch. I don't know where the red came from, which is absolutely really weird because there's nothing red in this entire figure. So that's a little weird, but hey, we got a red splotch. It's in the back, whatever, I'll deal with it. But you can see more of that shimmer here in the, I forgot what this armor piece is called around the waist, but you do got it. We do have soft goods, right? There's soft goods for this entire lower half, and it is wired here too at the very bottom, and it's wired in the front for this piece too. So that's very cool that we're getting the soft goods applied to the lower half of the body. It's just like this nice dress skirt in a way, but it's very cool to see that. On her legs is the armor that, of course, we've talked about before, but we also have the armor here, which also is like a leather with the silver buckles as well. That's very cool. I love this attention to detail in the paint. Chainmail as well on the insides. You could see that there. So I love the sculpts. The paint's doing so well. And it's so simple because it's only like brown, black, and silver. It's really simple, but they made the detail very nicely applied onto this figure. So, oh, and the boots here, this leather type boots. So there you go. That's her paint and sculpt. Now articulation, we'll see. We have the articulation in the head where it can look left and right. And of course we can do left and right as much as we can when moving the hair out. But when it comes to looking up, we can look up on this head. I know we cannot look up on this head because of the hair. And then we can look down like so on that head. It's not much, but you can look down. There is some tilt that you can get some emotion out of it. So there you go with that. Remember, the neck is just a ball peg. That is a sculpted neck right onto there. Now, with the shoulder pauldrons, you can't get a lot. You can't get a lot of arm range. You can if you remove one. So let's see, because this pauldron will get in the way of you, for rotation. So they can get up to a 90-degree, like so. You can rotate, but you cannot rotate with the shoulder pauldron right there. There is a single jointed elbow that does make it to a little bit past 90 degrees. It does swivel at the elbow. You can turn at the arm gauntlet right there, and of course you can turn at the wrist, and depending upon what hands you have on will have a horizontal or vertical articulation. She does have a diaphragm joint, which is very nice to see that, and it's got a lot of swivel, a lot of it. So there is quite a bit you can work with in regards to that crunch there. There is no, so you can detach it at the waist, and the reason why I say that is because the cloth goods and stuff. But when you can turn a little, not a lot, because this will just pop right off, like as you can see here. So the reason for that is for all the different changes you can make. You can pop and swap your figures like so, but there you can turn it when you need to. The legs, depending upon how you have it, if you have this armor piece on, that is going to hinder your leg movement a bit, just for kicking outward. If you have this off, you can basically do the full splits. There is an upper thigh cut. There is a single jointed knee, practically at 90, and you can swivel, I think, at the knee. You cannot swivel at the knee. I think it's just, oh yeah, you can swivel at the knee, because you can turn this like so. And then you have your ankle joint. You can turn it, and you can move forward, back, like so. So that is your articulation. All right, so in terms of height, she does stand at 6.5 inches tall. And to start off with comparisons, I guess let's Let's try this because we do have, oh, I got to back up a bit. So we do have a couple figures that I'm going to just, my normal, standard figures that I leave at my table here. So let's start this off again. So there is a McFarlane figure. There's Spawn. Here we have her next to some Marvel Legends. And here she stands with some loose collector figures. And for some Mythic Legions, there's a Black Knight. And here's a Barbarian, which I want to say it's Cassia. I can't remember the name. But I do have here a Legion female builder, right, like so. And there is some similarities because there are, her arms are actually pretty much the same. At least her upper arms are the same. All right, guys, there you have it. There is my unboxing showcase review on the new Mythic Legions Thraice Wraithhailer from the new Poxus wave that has just been released. It's an absolutely great figure. I do love the way this looks. Aesthetically, it looks amazing. Completely amazing. Posing it around, there is some little difficulties here and there just because of the limited range that you get out of the articulation. I mean, it's simple articulation. We're kind of used to this through Mythic Legions. You can get some good poses out of this. You just have to play around with it, make it a little bit the way you need it to go, and hopefully you can make it work out. I did take some pictures of this and I hope you can check them out at the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on this new figure. I would greatly appreciate it. So make sure you hit that like, comment, of course, subscribe if you're new. That would be awesome. We're on our way to 6,000 subscribers, so I hope you can help me out with that. And thank you guys again so much for watching the video. Hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you on the next hunt.